Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back. I have been woken from my stupor from overnight madness at work to some news. Salty's been pinging me. I know. Sorry, it took me so long to get back
I
to you, but
called you twice. I had to call.
hey, when I'm sleeping, I'm sleeping. All right.
I don't
God,
care about
I
your
need
needs. We have
this
to talk
this
about this goddamn failed
this
franchise.
this this
God damn it!
this beautiful. No, I'm kidding. That's not even a funny joke. No. So we got some while I was sleeping during the day. Apparently, we had some news about the soon to be failure prequel movie, live action adaptation three. Yes, it's going to be a threequel.
Fucking
So
trilogy.
a trilogy prequel about the Dark One, coming from Iwat, who was Red Eagle, who is also in affiliation with the show and is also
Yes.
doing the White Tower animated uh, cartoon. But real quick, Salty's got
Lesbian
a few
recruitment.
articles. I'm going to let Salty lead with a lot of this
Lesbian
because he's got a lot
recruitment.
of stuff. But
Yeah.
before I get started, Whisker Fisherman's here as always. What's up, my man? Staple Bow, Derek, good to see you. Purple Valkyrie, how are you? We got
She.
Salty's.
Time out. Time out. Time out.
Yeah.
Purple Valkyrie sent this to me.
Okay.
Everybody in chat, please say hello to Purple Valkyrie. Thank her for finding this. Again, don't shoot the messengers. We're just reporting the news. But Purple found this. Thank you for sending this to me.
What's up, Jay? Good to thank you for waking me up in a rage, Purple. No, okay. Thank you, dude. Guy Jay, good to see you. I guess real quick before we get to the articles. So there's been rumblings about this. That's why I wasn't sure how much new news was actually in here because I know we've known that they were doing a movie. We know they're doing the White Tower animated thing.
Animated. That's
The
what I
White
knew
Tower,
about.
the
Yeah.
White Tower one is animated, and there have been the rumblings of this Age of Legend one movie,
Yeah.
rumbling around that they were going to do this, for quite a while. But now we have a director associated with it, and they've announced that it's going to be about the Dark One and the Age of Legends, and it's going to
It's
be a trilogy of live action, probably gigantic mess. I don't know what's go ahead, Salty. I can see you chomping.
no, I was recording a video while I was waiting for Steve to wake up where I was screaming and shaking my monitor and everything else. I was editing that video up until we went live. And again, thank you to Purple Valkyrie for sharing this out. Everybody, please, if you're out there, please hit that thumbs up button. It means a lot to us that you're here. I wish that one of these times we would be able to come on live and actually tell you something good, like Wheel of Time is saved, or there's a George Lucas cut of the Wheel of Time, or make up bullshit like that. But we can't. We don't have any sources deep within Amazon, feeding us information. All we have is the reality, the stark, cold reality of 2023 going into the bleeding sphincter that is 2024. Speaking of bleeding sphincters, Wonka opened today, and nobody cares about that. But I've got a couple articles, and Steve, you can take this whatever direction you want. I can drive if you want me to.
Yeah,
Do the article or what.
do me. Yeah,
Okay.
if you don't mind, drive for me. Just because, like I said, I'm sort of in a little bit of a haze because I just woke up, and this. You have a little bit more about. You know a little bit about what's going on with these articles more than I do. Other than like I didn't. I knew the movie was a thing. We hadn't heard anything other than they announced it was a thing, and now apparently it's actually going to be a thing. Which
There's a lot of bourbon in this glass because I was not prepared. I was making chili. I mean, a beautiful, beautiful chili, and I was just gonna chill out and maybe watch, some legitimate fantasy. That means it was made 20, 30 years ago. But let's get into this. So here's the thing: when you see in your lead that someone who directed The Falcon and Winter Soldier is getting a trilogy about Wheel of Time, I want to ask Steven during Pointless, what's the first thing that goes through your head, guys?
misery,
What
fear.
about you, Ron? Yeah.
Why does it have to be a
Okay,
trilogy?
there we
Like
go.
everything has to be a trilogy now.
Yes, that's actually a better reaction because look, okay, and not I'm going to derail us here a minute because the biggest
Do it. It's
fear,
your channel, dude.
well, the
Open a drink.
biggest fear I have with this whole thing is, okay, we've seen what they've done with actual. They have the source material, right? They have it right in front of them. We've seen what they've done with that. Well, now we are delving into, and yes, there are some different pieces, but these people are all connected to the show. They all like the show. They want to do what, because they need the show. They want the show to be successful, right? But they have the material right in front of them, and they massively screw it up and keep lying about what they're putting on screen. And now we are supposed to trust them with this age of the Wheel of Time that Robert Jordan left very sparse notes about and didn't write about barely at all. Maybe the strike at Sheo Ghul is like all like barely. So we now get to look at what they think the Age of Legends looks like instead of what Robert Jordan thought it was going to look like, after watching what they've done with the stuff that he did show them what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, so everyone involved in the Amazon Wheel of Time production from an executive producing standpoint is behind this, guys. And let's get into this article a little bit. Steve, I want to be really respectful of your time. You can read the title. If you can't, I'm sorry, I'm not going to read it. This is a new epic fantasy coming our way. I know when I see these assholes that are on the screen that stole the names and identities from Robert Jordan's work and had that anus Muppet that is Rafe Judkins doing this work. I know I am filled with hope. I'm going to tell you that. I'm a little salty right now. Anus Muppet. Okay, so on top of the ongoing Amazon abomination, Wheel of Time is getting a prequel movie captained. No, it's not just one movie. It is a trilogy. 3 movies of made-up shit based on nothing from Robert Jordan.
So real quick, real quick, just not the but Articus, I think, nails it. I think we're in for another Blood Origin, only Wheel of Time style, and 3 of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, buddy. But...
No, dude, it's your channel. You can tell me shut up whenever you want, man.
Sorry.
Yeah. So, So it is being led by the Falcon and Winter Soldier's Carrie Skoglund, and the plan is it's going to be a trilogy. Now, the original article, Purple Valkyrie sent, and again, thank you, was sent by Deadline, and this director is a BAFTA, that's a British, I think it's a British TV award, if I'm not mistaken, Purple Valkyrie, and an Emmy nominee. So just because you're nominated doesn't mean shit. You can be nominated by a bunch of people. This is going to be live action. This is not the animated series.
Camp Cretaceous.
The screenplay for the first movie is written by a gentleman by the name of Zach Stentz. Now, what is Zach Stentz known for? The first Thor movie. I think we can all agree that's pretty good, right? I mean, good enough, right? Okay. Then also did X-Men First Class. What do we feel about that?
Okay. Not bad.
So that's what I thought. It's okay. And then did Purple Valkyrie's least favorite Jurassic World movie, Camp Cretaceous. What do we feel about that? I didn't watch that trash. Did anybody watch that?
I think it's
no, I didn't know that existed.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
It's a kid's cartoon thing. It's very weird.
Yeah. So what is it about this director? And I want to talk about this. What is horror? And I'm going to jump to another article. I'm going to share this tab instead. This is from Deadline. This director is known for series directing. Obviously, if you're going to lead with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think that tells you everything you need to know. The Handmaid's Tale. Are you starting to see what this person's ideology and objectives is? The Walking Dead. I want to know what season. And then House of Cards, as well as a movie sequel called River Wind The Rising. Now, here's the other stuff before we get into our profanity-laced tirades about this, which are very deserved. So the film is being produced by these guys, blah, blah, blah.
So, Rick, so those two are, that's Red Eagle, iWatt. So that's Red Eagle rebranded as iWatt. You know, those are the people, if I remember, those are the people that brought you Winter Dragon and that are heavily in league with the TV show. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So the only name on here is Ted Field of Radar Pictures, but this Selvage and Mondragon are existing producers for the current Wheel of Time Abomination. Now you've got Eva Longoria, who Variety and Deadline have been flogging in their ad space about how she's a new woman and she's going to not let the era of Me Too end. And I'm like, all I remember about you is you don't have very much talent and you got too much plastic surgery. Now, if that's being unfair, somebody please tell me. Now, there's these other names I haven't had a chance to look up right now. I don't know who they are. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna jump back.
I will say, I will say, if it just stopped at Zach Stentz has a decent pedigree.
Yeah,
he really does. So yeah, sorry, I just looked it up real quick.
No, I mean, again, I was slightly encouraged, but then I looked at the director and the other forces behind this. So, as it stands, this is according to the article from VG 24/7. This new adaptation, I think we have to change the definition of that word, of Robert Jordan's books will exist separately from the Amazon series. So why make it?
Yeah.
Well, because Red Eagle needs to. Well, they need to keep their their rights. Just the same reason, the same reason that they did Winter Dragon, right? Winter Dragon got pooped out because they had the rights to it and they didn't want to lose them. So now, so the whole reason they want to make this is because one, they wanted to piggyback off the success of the show. Two, they don't want to lose the rights that they have to the Wheel of Time brand, so they have to keep producing stuff. So now they've produced something. Now the shows come out. Well, that's why I said success. They wanted to piggyback off the success of the show. So yeah, not so good. So I know Zach loves trash television, so this is gonna be right up Zach's alley. You gotta say. So yeah. So, but thank God, Cleopatra biopic.
Let me get into this. So they said continuity again is not going to be a problem, as the story is set several millennia before the timeline of the main books. And these, listen to what they're saying. They're just as Steve mentioned, there's not a lot of detail on this. It's a lot of it is anecdotal, told third person. You kind of have some New Spring stuff. I'm not going to get deep into the lore on this, Steve. I'll let you. I think that's for another stream.
There's not much there. I mean, there's bits, but New Spring is way further than the Age of Legends too. So that's a prequel to our existing story. That's not right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So they literally can and will do whatever the woke checklist of horse shit is that they want to put in this. They're going to have the characters do whatever they want. They're going to do whatever they want because there's no one to tell them that they're wrong.
I got a question. Basically, because I just read about the Age of Legends and the Shadow Rising. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a post-scarcity society. So, do you think they're going to put new Trek stuff in it?
Yes.
I
think what they're going to do is they're going to copy one for one what they put in the show. Absolutely. Oh God, I lost the not prequel, the prologue. That one little prologue where they had not Louis Theron talk to his bitch.
Season 1, episode.
And they're gonna copy that word for word. They're gonna throw in some bad old tongue, and that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like that, and everything is going to be Louis Theron's fault. He's just going to be the worst leader in the world. It's Lanfear is going to be there. It's not going to be her fault she turned evil. Everything is going to be Louis Theron's fault. He's going to be the worst leader ever.
To continue, because this is set before the timeline of the books, which are right over here, it's going to chart the emergence of the Dark One, whatever that means in their demented minds, in the tragic tales of each of the Forsaken's leaders who, quote, fell victim to the Dark One's seduction. Now, this article says that sounds an awful lot like the Lord of the Rings Second Age. So now we're going to compare it to the Rings of Power.
No, God. They're not. They what?
Anybody screaming in chat? Is anybody else screaming in chat?
Are we? So this is. So we can. These are all victims. We're doing the victim thing. They're all going to be victims. They didn't go to the dark.
Only the women. Only the women, the trans, the amputees, the communists, the forsaken of color, other marginalized forsaken, Steve. After all, this is a platform for representation.
But
That's
it's
what the
like
shit
you
is.
could just hear it here, right? It's like the dark ones bad, so like they all felt no. Some of them went freely because they wanted power, long life, whatever their goals were. They went freely.
Only the white straight male, Steve. Only the white straight males are going to be bad.
So yeah, okay. Well,
Didn't you guys predict that though?
Black straight male, isn't he? What?
Didn't you guys predict all like like the Forsaken were going to be?
We did. It's
sympathetic?
the most
I mean,
basic.
it's the pattern is just there.
Shit,
I mean,
that's all this is.
Well,
that's
well
all
I mean, we
this
predicted it in the current iteration, the show where Lanfear is invoking the creator's name, saying "Light, help Grandel Thor." It's like, oh yeah, that's something. Yeah, she's just a misunderstood evil person. They're not evil; they're just misunderstood. So now we're just saying that they're nobody's accountable for their actions. None of them went over there for greed or passion or because they wanted things. They all fell victim to the Dark One. The Dark One is the only one that's evil. Everybody else is good. They're just misunderstood, and it's not their fault. Nothing's their fault.
I'm going to get to a statement from this director, Skoglund, who says, quote, "My vision is to honor the world building of Jordan's master work." The problem is, as we've talked about, the world building you're referring to doesn't exist. There are anecdotes throughout the series that talk about this. You have 99.9999999 to infinity. I sound like I'm with the Gestapo. Just to make shit up, and that's exactly what you're going to do. All right, I'm going to get back to the quote, while peeling back the layers of legend and myth to reveal the flesh and blood characters underneath. Flawed heroes and villains alike, ordinary people forced to make extraordinary choices as their world unravels, unquote. So I'm going to tell you what that means to me. Feelings, lots of gay sex, trans messaging. There's probably going to be climate change there. Too many people in the, just all of the dumb shit that is fucking everything else up gets to be put in this. And the problem is that I, Prophet, the White Cloaks, everybody in Shadow knows this. We can't really complain because there's nothing that we can point to say that this is wrong. What am I missing? I'm on the other screen.
Zach's just trying to get me in trouble. Yes, he'll be back as a villain, but he was mulatto. There you go. No, he
Jesus. I thought he was.
Well, he can't be. Dude, he can't be a villain if he's full of the other thing, right? See, I told you, cut it out. Sorry. Eddie Murphy.
Version, although that's wrong too. I don't know. I looked 5 minutes ago and I can say that. They've probably changed it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. He can't be a villain. See, we're in this world circle. He is cast a certain way, so he can't be a villain. So I don't know. Zach's got me there.
Let me pound through this. Regardless, this article says it'll be interesting to see how the world is explored. Will it? Will it be interesting? I know I'm going to be making videos about this, but again, the problem is it just becomes really subjective because we're going to argue with things that in the spirit of Robert Jordan, in the style of Robert Jordan, with, I would say, our headcanon, we then can't really win, I would say, an analytical argument because they can do whatever the hell they want with this, and that's why they're doing it. And that's really the tragic thing here.
Well, and that there's no controlling this now, right? I mean, there was never any controlling it before, but it's like now it's like
it's Rings of Power.
Well, it's Rings
of Power. This is Rings of Power in a trilogy. That's all this is.
You have a group, you have a studio that has the rights to something that have just they've done nothing with it for so long, and now it's like, well, the show came out, so we better do something. So what are we doing? We're doing something that has nothing to back it up because, well, we can't do anything else. So we are now going to Robert Jordan's name should not be anywhere near this thing because it's going to have zero to do with Robert Jordan. It's all going to be their own written bullshit. Same thing with the White Tower, whatever the White Tower animated series is coming out. It's going to be
it's going to be diverse lesbians. That's all it is. It's going to be diverse lesbians.
The downfall of the 100 companions who were 100 companions who were 100% correct in what they did are going to be looked at as evil and wrong and stupid, even though their actions were 100% the only thing possibly that could have been done. But the show is going to show them in a bad light as they didn't trust the female Aes Sedai who didn't want to act. They just wanted to be taken over.
They'll never do that. They'll never show that.
Who knows? They'll show it, but it'll be shown as the men being arrogant and stupid.
That's what I mean.
Right.
They'll never show what really happened.
Yeah. So it'll be portrayed and link into what Moraine said in the beginning of episode 1 of the show, which is that the men acted in arrogance and they failed because of their arrogance, not because they went and fought an unwinnable battle and did the best they could and saved the world, which is the truth. Is they went and fought an unwinnable battle. They did the best they could because half of their strength, actually more than half of their strength, stayed behind and were giant pussies. Stayed behind and didn't act. And
women were cowards. And I'm using gendered language. The women were cowards.
They were willing to put their head in the sand and just hope that the Dark One didn't take over, and the 100 companions acted. And you know what? Because there's debates to be had of whether the counterstroke was because they were shorthanded or whether it would have happened to everybody. Like that that's a debate that we'll never have an answer because we don't know.
Yeah.
But this show will portray the 100 companions as bad.
3 movies. It's a trilogy. 3 movies. I'm going to read this last sentence and I'm going to close this tab. It's so this article says it's been a good while since truly epic fantasy literature has been brought to life in the cinemas. So we're curious to see how this is all going. The problem is this is not, again, epic fantasy that's written. This is pulled out of the ass of whoever is the executive producers for this.
So this is actually going to the theaters.
There are things that happen. There are, but a lot of it is not the discrete detail. It's kind of like, again, the appendices of the Lord of the Rings that Amazon got, and they gave it to those 2 knucklehead dipshits, Payne and McKay. And yeah, I'm on fire tonight because my bag of F's. It's really up, really empty watching Doctor Who right now. We know where this is going. Can Stentz, the author of this, pull it out? Maybe, but it's 2023, 2024, guys. No one is going to let them make a movie that we want to see.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, you got
it. Fair?
You have it. So I looked up the second. If you go back up the list of the executive producers, if you look, so I looked up. So first you have Eva Longoria. So if you think anything, she's going to let anything masculine go on the screen.
Exactly.
Yeah. James Leon has done nothing. If you look him up on IMDb, he was in Barbie as a freaking bartender.
That's why he's there.
And that's it. I didn't get a chance to look up the other 2. Zach Stentz actually has like we said, has a decent pedigree. Like he's like some. I don't know when he wrote for some of the shows, but you have Sarah Chronicles, which is highly looked at as favorable by a lot of people. Some of Fringe was great.
First couple seasons were good.
So I don't know when he wrote for it, but he if you look at his pedigree of writing, it's actually decent. But
take Purple Valkyrie's comment, because this is true, and I did a video on this I think with you, Steve, talking about the Dungeons and Dragons movie Hasbro bet the farm on. Now Hasbro, you may have saw in the news a lot of really good videos out there, including the one by Clownfish TV, talking about they just laid off 20% of their workforce. Well, part of the reason for that is that they bet the farm on doing a trilogy of movies for Dungeons and Dragons with their woke ass lame, and I thought it sucked, Dungeons and Dragons movie thing, which has been free on Amazon for months and nobody's watching it. But they promised a trilogy too. You know, this is not like the Lord of the Rings where Peter Jackson's going to go in there and oversee anything. I don't see anybody from any society or any oversight or them talking about we're going to bring in scholars and I'm not talking about like that dipshit from that Spanish broad with the pronouns who wanted to decolonize Tolkien that was backing the Lord of the Rings. We don't even have it. I'm sorry, it's fucking true. I'm tired of dancing around this shit.
No, you're fine, dude.
All right.
It's
just like I'm like it's bullshit. Okay, don't piss in my fucking face and tell me it's raining. I've been doing this for 3 years. All right, you got to prove to me that you are not lying to my face and then going to call me a racist and a bigot because I don't like being urinated on. Do you understand, Hollywood? Okay.
No, I love it. No.
True.
I'm just being a dick.
This is not an act.
Right.
I'm actually being really measured right now. I am this pissed off. And it's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. You know what I want? I want Oprah Winfrey to be loose there, and that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. And then I want Dylan Mulvaney to be the star of this movie, and I want him to talk about climate change in Robert Jordan's world. That's what I want in this trilogy. Do it, Hollywood. Come on.
Well, that's why she drilled the bore. She thought it would change the climate.
Yeah,
right?
Dylan Mulvaney knows all about being bored, doesn't he? Yeah, I bet you. I'm so over this bullshit from Hollywood.
So I didn't know this was going to be actually a theatrical release. I thought this was going to be some streamer bait, like on Amazon or something like that. I didn't know this is actually going
Hollywood has so much money, Steve. They have so much money from all the things they're doing. Of course, they could throw it into some shit idea like this.
The question is will Lizzo be cast as the Dragon Reborn? And how many episodes? How many?
Yeah, she'll take on the all-you-can-eat buffet at the Sizzler and almost win until diabetes and clogged arteries take her morbidly obese, talentless ass out.
Oh God! Okay, I'm gonna get canceled right now, but can't you see it now? Lizzo as the boar.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna make the jokes I want to. Not gonna make the jokes I want.
I can't believe I just said that. That was horrible.
I am so done with this. I'm so done with this lies and shit, and I don't want to hear about some Hollywood leftist wacko who's part of the Me Too movement who's gonna bring on and do a feminist take on something that isn't written when we haven't even seen the first 3 books of the goddamn Wheel of Time made. Nothing has ever been adapted. There's not even interpretations. It's this is just a circle jerk of horse shit. And go ahead, put Robert Jordan on it, but it's not Robert Jordan.
No. Well, it's one of the. It's like there's a once I could get my butt out of bed. There's actually, especially because the last article video did so well. There's obviously still some people that want to see me talk about this stuff. So I have a bunch of articles saved up that I need to talk about because the cycle of lies regarding the show have started up again already. The cycle of lies have once again started, and I think part of it they're doing it at this down point because nobody's looking. So I think I'm going to keep making article videos. You guys seem to have reacted well to that, so I'll keep doing that. And you know, there's some other things we're going to be getting into, but holy crap! Wow. So did they give a timeline for this at all? We don't know, right?
No.
So this is coming out, and this
probably after World War III starts. Probably after World War III starts.
Well, so Lizzo is Lanfear.
And then we're all on the digital currency. We're all on the digital currency then, and we're eating bugs, and then we'll look forward to shit like this. I have one more sentence to read.
Yeah, of course.
This is from the Deadline article. This one comes from Rick Selvage, who is the president of IWAT, who is behind the Amazon shit that they have Wheel of Time on, says, quote, "This film and this trilogy is not just an adaptation, Steve.
Okay, so hold on.
You ready for it? It's an exploration of an original world that blends fantasy with elements of science fiction and carries mastery, as demonstrated in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. In storytelling is crucial for bringing Jordan's vision to life." Is it really? I'm sorry if I'm a little over the top.
There's nothing to adapt. It's the same. You're right. It's Rings of Power only in movie form because there's nothing there to adapt except for little tiny bits. There's no age. There's little notes he made. There's no actually printed material of the Age of Legends. What's it?
Just whatever was in the chapters 25 and 26 of the Shadow Rising, which I
mean, and
it was actually really good, but that's it.
The strike of Sheo Ghul, a little tiny. It's a little tiny fucking little bit.
They got that orb. They got that orb thing floating that just crashes into what becomes the board.
And that's the biggest problem, Stablebo, is they keep invoking his name. They keep saying they're adapting books. They keep saying they're paying homage to him when they're doing none of it. Like, just if you just want to pillage the name and make whatever you want, do that. We can all have a discussion on why that's bad. And I'd still be pissed off because instead of doing what you should do, which is adapt the stuff that made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, you just have decided to ruin it. But Robert Jordan, the reason they keep invoking his name is because he's not here. He's gone.
Yes.
And they lie. They continue to deceive people by pretending to be faithful.
Correct. Exactly. They're pretending to be faithful, and they're not in the lead. Like just this is off topic of the movie, but like they keep now the goal. You know how they say, if you pay attention to stuff, you know how we all say that they keep shifting the goalposts, right? The goalposts keep moving.
Of course.
Right? So now that we've all seen season 2, we know there was. We
survived season
2. We know no matter what they say, there's no way they can say that anything. They can't even lie and say anything from the Dragon Reborn is in season 2. So
that's
now
why I picked this book up. I was going to make that exact same point.
So now
they have not adapted a fucking book from this fucking series.
So
what are they haven't. Do when there is no book to even not adapt?
But then on top of it, now instead of saying season 2, they did the same thing with season 1. They said Eye of the World. It was going to be Eye of the World, Great Hunt. Well, there was no Great Hunt, definitely no Eye of the World. But you could at least you get what I'm saying. There's no way you can even lie and say there's any Dragon Reborn in season 2. Okay, there's nothing. There's no calendar. There's no tier. Nothing. You can't even lie and say it's there. So now when you start talking about season 3, it's now gone back to, well, they were the same story, so we decided to skip. We've skipped the Dragon Reborn book because it was too much like. So we may go back and do a few things from the Dragon Reborn.
The reason why
we skipped it.
The reason why is they're looking at what names they can get to attach to this show by doing what they did with Rosamund Pike. And the show was centered around Rosamund Pike because, as they admitted, and I've made videos, Steve made videos, the White Cloaks made videos, everybody's made videos about this. That could you imagine not putting Rosamund Pike on screen, even though she's not in the goddamn book? All of us who read it said yes, but not Amazon. And so that's why we're starting to see some of these other older female actresses that are rumored to come on to season 2 to be characters that should have been there in season 1, but these assholes who adapted it didn't even read the book to put them in.
So there will be a video coming. Well, actually, I think part of it, I think I said part of it in my Morgaze video. Okay, they're doing the same thing with her.
That's it.
Olivia Williams. Is it Olivia or Olivia Williams? Okay.
Yeah.
We've cast her. So now nobody wants or expects to see more out of Queen Morgaze.
Why would you? We've never been to Camelin. Why would you give a shit about the Queen?
Why are and then on top, why do book fans give a shit about Morgaze? I don't give a crap about Morgaze. Has her role to play, and a lot of it is later on. So I don't need to see more Morgaze in a Shadow Rising / Fires of Heaven adaptation. There's no place for it. She has very minimal, like she's there's not much for her to do other than what she does.
These ass clowns at Amazon, though, they look at the pedigree of the actress and
that's it.
Hey, we can get everybody who watched Lost in Space. The kids love the Lost in Space. Let's get her, and she's got no problem showing her tits off. So maybe we'll get lucky and we could do like some sex scene with her. And it's no disrespect to that actress. I think she's a great actress. The disrespect is for Rafe Judkins and the idiots behind and the liars.
Liars, yeah.
For 3 years. at Amazon who claim this is Wheel of Time.
Well, and to your point, right? Moraine's scenes are added because of Rosamund Pike. So now we're going to get a bunch of Morgay's added scenes because they've landed this actress. The funny thing about this actress is it doesn't sound like she even has the time of day for it. She's only going to be there for a little bit and then she's gone. So it's like, so now you have, the actress that's playing Suan Sanche. She's busy off doing other things. So she didn't have enough time for this, which should be career altering roles. They don't have time to even schedule it into their busy schedules because it's a joke. So they'll film all of her stuff, it's all of her scenes at the same time, like they did with Logain, and like they did with they did with Suan. They're gonna do them all in one day and call it a wrap, and it's all gonna look stupid in continuity, and there's gonna be too much of it on top of all that.
We've got some great comments in chat, and I am reading them as they go by.
Hit me, I'll get
What are the Steve will get to them, and they're up there. I mean, just some fantastic comments from Staple Bow, from Thumb Maryland, from Gadfly Fiction, from Nos. Well, Nos never.
Nos never has a good comment.
Yeah. Jim Steve, Purple Valkyrie, just El Kazil Sadai. I mean, everybody. I'm reading as it goes by. This came together 20 minutes, 30 minutes ago, and Steve was still in bed. I just wanted to go with this. I've already recorded my own video where I think part of my voice is lost from my screaming. But it's really frustrating because it would be different if it was just, oh, well, okay, fine. You do this bullshit. The problem is we know what we're going to get with the Harry Potter stuff, right? We all know what we're going to get. And then the other part is the other thing, Warner Brothers, they're doing a Lord of the Rings trilogy. Are they really? So this is why Amazon is doing this, because they heard all these other executives go, we have Harry Potter and we've got Lord of the Rings. And it's like, what has Amazon got? They got this piece of shit thing Rafe Judkins made that has steadily lost views. And from its 1.2 billion watch minutes or whatever from season 1, we're down to what? Like 300,000 watch minutes?
They dropped off the list. They dropped off the list at the finale.
No one
it's crazy.
Gives
Nobody watched
a shit about this. And the problem is the Rings of Power is such a goddamn joke, and they overspent for it. They're not going to do anything with Tolkien. So this is why they're doing it.
So Frederick Lloyd says Amazon has taken two $2 billion franchises, spent over $1 billion, and made hundreds of dollars. Do we think we'll drop at least another $1 billion without any hope of monetary return? No.
Think about this. We'd get more viewers if we were on Amazon telling the truth. And all you have to do is pay Steve, Nerdpoil, and I like $1 million a year. Okay, maybe with like a signing bonus. And we will, here's the thing, if somebody gets on these networks or these streaming platforms, it actually says what a lot of the YouTubers who are considered toxic are, and it doesn't have to be me, just someone who has a soul and isn't just a fucking grifter out there, they would get an incredible amount of views. They really would, because people are hungry for the real and for authentic. We're dealing with people who have no idea what the fuck those words mean. And now they're put in charge of something. They're just going to all make it all up, you know?
I just want to say, Zach, I hope the people that own his likeness aren't the same people that own Bob Ross's likeness, because they did that dude. Or Stan Lee's. They've done both of those guys. Watch the Bob Ross documentary, what they did to Bob Ross. Makes me feel guilty for watching any Bob Ross stuff. They pillaged that poor man. But just like the books, except the characters, locations, relationships, and themes, and the magic system. Exactly.
Yeah. And the other thing it lacks from the books is any discernible plot.
They don't need more rain to have something real to do. They just add more scenes of her disrespecting land. There you go.
Oh, not just that. They have to have her short murder some innocent person. At least one or two per season.
Horses.
Moiraine is worse than the Dark One in this show.
They're all worse than the Dark One. Every single protagonist I would not trust with my life. I'd rather hang out with Ishii, that sweet Subaru salesman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd rather hang out with him. I'd rather hang out, well, maybe not Lanfear, but I'd rather hang out with him. And I'd rather hang out with Dane Bornhall. Dude, Dane Bornhall. Such an upstanding guy. You just saw his father get murdered by Perrin. Like, I would not want to be around Perrin. first guy murders his wife, and then he murders Jeffrey Bornall.
Well, we're not going to get into talking about season 3. I cannot. We will on another stream. Stay on target.
I just want to say real quick before because I don't want to, but I think you have a completely different view of that thing now that you've read everything that happens at the Two Rivers. Just that we should talk about that on your Shadow Rising book things, because
Sunday.
Just how those events go down in the book and now how they're going to go down in season 3 are going to be so freaking ridiculous because he's a freaking murderer. But it's ridiculous. Oh man. All right. So let's see. Was there anything you wanted me to call out here? Actually, yeah, there you go. Actually, the show made the White Cloaks right. The show White Cloaks are now fully justified in hunting. Exactly. That's why it's going to be so weird in the show. But yeah, so I don't know. And so I guess, and I think the thing is too, is this White Tower animation is going to come out first. I feel like we never found out 100% what happened to those animated shorts either, right? iWat made those, and they just decided to hold on to them because Amazon didn't want to pay them. Is that what happened? I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like Alex told me that they were supposed to get. It was made by iWat and they didn't pay them, so iWat said, "Well, screw you," and they kept them and never released them. That shows you what a production we're working with here. Like advertise them as your big thing is in Comic-Con and never release them. That sounds about right.
That tells me they were shit and they were more of a liability to this show than they were positive.
My son, what about my son? There you go.
I love my dead gay son.
Oh
love
my
my dead gay son. They're turning the frogs gay. Actually, it's kind of true.
I should play the Alex Jones video game on stream. That could be fun.
You know, I watched what's his name, Asmongold do it. His reaction was perfect.
It's so good. I told you, Asmongold is fun to watch, but I don't know. I see, and this is here is okay, and here is the worst part about this impending disaster. I think we can't even think up half the bullshit they're going to inject in this thing. Like, I know we all have our ideas of what's going to be, we all know it's going to look like that crappy CGI they put in whatever was that episode 8. Was that the prequel scene in the show? Was that episode 8 of season 1 where they showed Louis Theron and it was just terrible? So it's going to look, so yeah, that was your question. It's going to look like that. I think we talked about that before. But, God, man, like, I just
take what I'm sharing. Now, before I show everybody in chat, look at the marketing spin on this. They're not saying it's Falcon and Winter Soldier. They're saying MCU. Okay, that tells you that's. Here, look at the title.
I'm going to read it out. The Wheel of Time's origin movie in the works with MCU director. Which Falcon part of the MCU? Soldier. Wait, are we talking pre Endgame or post Endgame? Because there's
the part that sucks.
But see, that's funny. That's the funniest thing about this whole thing that's going on with the MCU. There's a definite and specific cutoff when the MCU died. Endgame was a mediocre movie at best with a bunch of remember berries and fun go backs. That's why everybody let's there's a lot of fan baiting and just Easter eggs and stuff like that. Everybody let them get away with it because it was the fan service. The movie was Endgame, and everybody let them get away with it because it was fun and everybody liked to see their scene, right? So they let them get away with it. The movie actually isn't really good.
I think Infinity War is really where the
Infinity War is.
That was Captain Marvel. People saw that because they wanted to, because everyone was curious about Endgame. So that's why
Captain Marvel landed on this side, but we all know it was just trash. But Infinity War is where the MCU officially died. Like,
Steve, will you please read what I have highlighted on screen, because I want to watch you have an anosmia.
Okay, just this. Okay, the whole thing, or just the highlighted?
Just the highlighted.
That series, however, follows more closely to the events of I can't read it. I can't read it.
This is IGN.
Hold on. AGN sucks my ball. Oh wait, sorry. IGN. No, the Age of Legends is only the last on-screen take of Robert. Wait, Age of Legends
I'll
is
read
only
it.
the
Never mind.
latest. No,
It's
no, no, no,
fine.
no. Hold on. I want.
Okay.
I'll get my shit together. I promise. The
All right,
Age
I'll
of
get your hopes
Legends
up.
is only the latest on-screen take on Jordan and Sanderson's vast fantasy world. The Prime Video, with Prime Video airing its second season of The Wheel of Time earlier this year, that series, however, more closely follows the events of Jordan's initial Wheel of Time novel, centering on
My
Moraine Dumbass Dread and 5 young people from the village of the Two Rivers as they attempt to save the world from the Dark One. So
the
no,
village
it
of
doesn't.
Emmons Field. They got it wrong. They got their facts wrong.
Can you? So this is it. This is the lies. It's IGN. So anything that comes out of them is just putrid, fetid, maggot-filled lies all the time. But it's like you can. But if even IGN is saying that what Amazon did is going to be a lot more faithful to Robert Jordan than what we're going to get in the movie, abandon all hope, guys. Abandon all hope.
So new Reacher's out. Watch that. I'm gonna try and watch it at work tonight. I might do a review of Reacher, by the way. So just Reacher's out, like in some place. It'll be out tonight for sure. But abandon all hope is correct, because that statement right there says there's shit to adapt, and they're closely adapting it. We all know that's a lie. They're saying we have nothing to adapt, so we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want.
It's over. It's over already. So, I think we'll end up probably covering this at certain points, but there's no conversation to be had other than it's full of trans, communist, amputee, learning disabled, differently, they, them, pronoun, dear, just all of it. Just a list of fetid shit that is in everything, because that is the only reason we'll see if it gets a trilogy. We'll see, but it's the only reason this exists.
Yeah. So Staplebow or Thumb says they don't need to introduce Kalendor if they cut Tyr, which they have. In fact, like the off-screen resurrection of Loyal and Uno, they just need to introduce it and explain it. I don't think they're going to do it at all. Kalendor is just not going to be a thing. But we'll see.
Ready to wrap up?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, just because I got to get ready for work here in a second. So, there's from here it's going to get. Now that it's officially announced, they're officially saying it's a trilogy. They've put somebody on it. There's actually a writer and a director and executive producers, which have executive producers that have no business executive producing, high fantasy show for any reason.
Dude, a movie.
They should be doing.
How much money are they going to need for this? If they're throwing $10 million an episode into that piece of shit thing on Amazon that looks like a $20 just sock puppet horse shit, well, how much money they're going to need to do these movies, guys? How much? It's going to be an astronomical number, because they're going to want to follow what the show did with that stupid looking Age of Legends shit that they did with their crappy CGI in the show, and I think they'd be better off just like going like a -1 route and going low budget and finding some real locations and being. I don't know. It's going to be a shit show. I think that's the only thing that we could see, and I am actually so. This is going to be my gauge for this. For this. Now I'm already starting it. It's going to be a -2, right? It's a negative. I'm at a negative.
It's in the negatives, right? Okay, -100. That's good too.
I'm tired of being pissed on and lied to.
And Rex, yes, and that is the sad thing. If you love anything, you want to wait at least 5. We were saying 5 years 5 years ago. It's probably back to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because
wait until after the nuclear apocalypse when we can do it with sock puppets.
I mean,
when profit and when money and profit means something.
Yeah, when all these studios officially run out of money and they're about to go under, and they go, "Oh shit, we got to make money again." Maybe.
Anything
I don't know.
Anything Sanderson.
I did 10. Probably another 5-10 years, or don't touch it. Dude, like 5 might not be long enough. What's
baiting. That? He got baiting Poriel. He said Sanderson, and
I heard him. Like he's waiting for me to break down. Sanderson stuff coming soon too. By the way, Cosmer stuff. But I lost trade. Oh, my barometer for this. Okay, so you're a -100. I put -2, probably 100. But the animated Wheel of Time show, is it a show or a short movie? I don't know. The animated thing by these same people comes out first. We will get a view into whatever the hell they are thinking with that animated show, and how it's going to, and what it's going to do to this movie from that program, whether it's a movie or a TV show, and it's gonna be terrible. But obviously, I'll cover it. We'll all cover it, and we're gonna call it out for what it is. Since everybody seems to have liked the article video, it sounds like, chat. Let me know if you want more article videos. I'll keep making Wheel of Time article videos along with some other stuff, Cosmere stuff coming soon on the channel, along with more of those articles. Salty, you got anything going on here? I know you just released some stuff. What else you got going on here in the near
I'm
future?
Salty Traveling Sea. Check out my channel. Thanks everybody who subscribed. I'm pretty close to 3,200. So thanks for that. And
Congrats, man.
You know
Doctor
what?
Who.
Oh my God, Purple. Yeah, congrats. But what if
could
we
be.
cram the shorts?
Why not?
Why not? They'll use them somewhere, right? They have to, right? Nerporio, I know we were just having some fun with Beverly Hills Cop, not 4, but Axel F.
Axel F. So yeah, so I'm right now, I'm editing, and I'm gonna hopefully get it out hopefully tonight or tomorrow. So expect that. I have 2 more chapters of the Shadow Rising. I completed Perrin. I completed the Tanchico stuff. All I got left now is Rand in the Waste. So Sunday is going to be the final book club for Shadow Rising. So if you're not subscribed to Nerporeal Lifeform, go to the channel, subscribe to it, and hit the bell.
Yeah.
Hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll know when I
hit
post.
Hey,
Thumb Maryland, hit the bell. Thumb Maryland.
So I was gonna exit on this one, but hit the
Nas
bell.
put my link in there. Nas put my link in the
Spread
channel.
the word. I need to get those subs up, guys. No, more videos coming, I promise. And we're gonna leave on Thumb's comment here because he's dead on the money. I will be surprised if any of these other iWatt projects ever make it to screen, folks. These clowns took 20 years to get a Wheel of Time show going. They're incompetent. Remember, these are the same people that made Winter Dragon, which is actually looking better than the show, but still,
it's already written because they can just make up whatever shit they want.
True. So,
but I agree with Thumb.
All right, thank you guys, and please think about subbing, subscribing, become a member. More to come, and let's go out on the beloved commercial.
Hey, everybody,
we'll see you guys later.
Take care.
This stream is brought to you by. Have you ever been misunderstood? A puppy in a rage monster's body? Well, we here at Trollocs Lives Matter believe there is a human inside all of us, and
they were effectively genetically engineered war tools.
TLM, because even
nightmare fuel
needs love.